Welcome to Dunamis Woman Today. We do raise the voice of our men worldwide, and we believe that we need our men in our lives. I am Pastor D, and I'm just coming because actually you just see me sitting here on the floor, real talk, real set, and that's what you're going to get today. You're going to get real. It's time out for the formality. You know, the Bible says, be to all men what you need to be. Many times people have a difficult time doing that because they want to be prestigious, they want to be diplomatic, they want to be religious, they want to be pious. You got to be what you need to be to reach all men, and I'm very comfortable with doing that. So we're just going to have some real talk today, and I want you to engage with us, and I'm going to take a break to get ready because Michelle Obasi and we're going to talk about relationships. You'll be surprised about all the real talk we really have here at Dunamis Woman. We just let it out and we let it rip. And we want you to experience some of that because we really want people who are real like you and ready to deal with it to come forth. I am Pastor D. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Welcome. We are here with Dunamis Woman today, and because you was laughing.
So what?
Oh, okay. Come
it's
on.
All good though. But you know what, Michelle? We're gonna just have real talk, okay? Can we just go straight into the real talk?
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm up here being professional,
right.
and she laughing when the camera came on.
But that's okay,
Real talk.
because it's not about formality.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's about women just keeping it real, and we mess up.
We do,
You
and
know?
there is no blooper reel.
It's not for real, and it costs us too much to edit it, so we just
Hello,
gonna take it
there's no
wrong.
blooper reel.
Right. But we really want the women to really understand that it's time for some real talk, some real stuff, and going back to some stuff that we really, really got to face. You know what I'm saying? And we were talking earlier, particularly about some of the things in relationships. You've been married before. I've been married before. We was even, speaking about, Lynetta, she's here with us and she's around us and she's never been married before. And some of the differences, that it makes when you've had certain experiences,
Correct.
But even in our planning, you and I, we know this real awesome man that God has truly, truly blessed us to be a part of our lives, and we know we wanted to have a man's perspective on offense and defense and really explain to us what that is so how we can apply it, So we thought about Clement Craddock.
Clement Craddock Jr., the one and only.
The what?
One and only.
The what?
The one
I
and
promise
only.
you, as
real awesome man.
As Lou Rawls sing,
you'll never find. Yes.
So realistically, we just called him up because we saw what was in him, just by him being in our lives, just by being a part of his life, and that's what a Dunamis woman does, is sees the potential, but oftentimes we marry potential. We get involved with potential and possibilities, and they never come into manifestation. They never come into manifestation. But we provided this platform for him because all that's in him is time to come out.
It is.
It's really time to come out.
A lot of wisdom, and he's a father.
That's the main
thing. We've been talking about healing of the daughters, so we actually go back to the father. You know what I'm saying? To keep us on this journey and to give us the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding. Our Heavenly Father has given us real awesome men here on earth to present us with this information that has been downloaded from him.
And just to keep it real, because we have been talking about, from a spiritual perspective, healing of the daughters. And sometimes we can get so caught up on these technical terms and it sounds good and it sounds deep, you know what I mean? But we really don't understand the in-depthness of it from a practical standpoint, just real talk, And like you said, if he's nothing else, he is a father.
He's an awesome
He's
father.
An awesome father. I mean, take responsibility. He take pride in being two things for his daughter, a protector and a provider. We're daughters.
Correct.
And we had missed from our fathers the protection and the provision. And so many women have, But so many women probably want to get with him and don't really understand him from that nature because they have not been healed.
Right.
And so just using him from an example, and I could speak about a lot of men, you know what I'm saying, and even ourselves, whoever thought that we got to go back to some things before we make decisions to get into relationships, because we come out of our damages expecting something from a man and we haven't received from our father.
That's so true. And I definitely don't want to go back to childhood, fatherless. I want to just keep it from here and move forward.
But when God said he a father to the fatherless, but what does that mean?
Exactly.
What does that look like? So he got to take you back to some things because you don't know what you missed. Then you'd have been married to a man and probably who hasn't been fathered himself.
That would be true.
You know what I mean? And now offense come up more so than, well, defense come up more so than the offense.
Offense.
And as you all going to know, offense is moving forward. But before we can even move forward, we get so much defense.
So much drawbacks, and
Drawbacks.
rebuttals and things of that nature. And we often think we're living offensively, but all of our lives
we've been living
defensively.
So we want you to stay tuned. Look at this excerpt by Clement Craddock, because I love how he went and started with relationship between a parent and a child.
Which is key.
Which is key. Now, he ain't go mad at a woman real quick. He went parent and a child.
To the beginning.
He went to the beginning.
Back.
He went to the very beginning
Exactly.
and laid the foundation. I'm Dee Collins. I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Listen to a real awesome man, Clement Craddock Jr.
The one and only.
The one and only.
Let's look at a relationship with a child and the offensive and defensive manners of how you can make a child feel. As a parent, if you're talking to your child and you're constantly coming in with them in an aggressive manner, and every time you say something to them, you make them feel as though they're inferior, that they can't do anything right, that they're always wrong. Well, what they are doing, they're building up a defensive posture against you as the parent. Or if any time they did something, you want to spank them across the hand, or you want to take them, you threaten them that you're going to do something violent to them. They've already developed a defensive posture towards you in their own mind. So when you come at them and they notice a certain gesture, they notice certain the volume in your voice, or certain the tone in your voice, they automatically put themselves in a defensive posture. Now, what happens when an individual puts themselves in a defensive posture? They cannot receive what you are saying. They automatically begin to put up a wall that they're going to block you out. They're not going to listen to everything that you're saying. They're going to, because they're always afraid as to that you have an ulterior motive, that there's something coming behind that's going to cause them harm. Okay? And when they put themselves in that mindset, they're not going to receive you. They're not going to receive you. And what happens to that child as they grow up in life? Everyone that they meet as they began their journey through life, they began to run into that same type of, if they look for certain gestures, they look for certain actions, they look for certain forms of aggression. And if you present that to them, then that sends them back, a segue all the way back to their childhood. And they're not able to receive you and be as a certain, and look at you in a certain manner, simply because you've already put them on the defensive. They've not been able to adjust to who you are as a person because they've already put up a wall towards you based upon past actions.
Wow. Wow. You know what? Real talk.
Real talk.
Real talk. I've always had difficult times with relationships. You know what I'm saying? And just from listening to him, I understand why I have been on the defense.
Okay.
Particularly, first of all, I always tell people, and that's where the root really is coming up in this era of time, of the abandonment. Now, it stemmed from my father. He didn't technically abandon me and say, "Ooh, I don't want you." You know what I mean? But he and my mother divorced when I was 2 years old. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not anything else, I firmly believe I am a daddy's girl. You know, well, and that's just how it goes. Fathers, the daughters, you know what I'm saying?
Sons.
And sons, the mamas.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So that's all of us. You know, so that's why the daughter part is just so really, really key. But trying to have these relationships and want the love, but being spoke to very harshly, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got defense because I never received the compliments. I never received the praise, not just from the men, but from my home, from my father. You see what I'm saying? And now that I look back, my mother just always reprimanded us because her job was she was raising kids by herself. It's not that, she was abusive. Well, nowadays, if she did what she did to us, DCF, that's probably come get us, you know. But it wasn't no cutting and no whips and no molestation or anything like that. She led structure and you stayed in line. So she was always having to keep us together, that the praise never went forth, the compliments never went forth, even from my father. My father never said, oh, you look wonderful, or you're doing great, or whatever, because he wasn't there, you know. But now when someone just want to come and criticize me or give me constructive criticism without esteeming me,
It takes you back.
it takes me back.
It takes
I
you
was
back.
like, wow.
You know, it's amazing how so much starts from childhood. I think one of my triggers when he was talking is I'm always trying to stop people from making me look bad. But that came from childhood. Like you, my father and mother divorced when I was 1. So I don't, and I tell this all, I don't even know how he looks. You know,
You know what I
Daddy, you know, I don't know. It could be him.
You remember I
But
told you,
anyway,
I was
don't
saying-
tell me what no.
I hope you ain't slept with your
Most of
daddy.
my husbands have been under my daddy's age, so no. But anyway, just dealing with a mom who had to survive on her own.
Yes.
Awesome mother.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. My mother was
powerful
the bomb.
woman. Powerful woman.
But having to raise us by herself, which she was not designed to do, and having fighting addiction, she was always like kind of flighty. My friend and I, Lynette and I, we always talk about children whose parents have some form of addiction. We always try to have this perfection, you know, putting things in silos. So for me, it was always trying to keep my sanity. And so when you acted like I had done something, but you really had changed the game,
Yeah.
and you try, it seems like you're trying to make me look bad or feel stupid. Defense.
Right.
You could be. I'm looking for anything. I'm like, she's trying to make me look bad. She's trying to make me feel bad. You know, and I look just like that crazy eye. But it's defensive. That comes from childhood.
Yeah.
And until he said that, I didn't realize where that stemmed from. And it's very key. Now that I have a daughter, I notice some of those triggers in her too.
And it's not because even in my experience in talking to women, I really admire women, first of all, who have had their father in their lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's great. You know, I think it's huge. I'm like, you know, because I know what it's doing. You know, it's really bringing some type of stability to their lives. But fail to realize that even if that father who does the best that he could ever do have not been fathered, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of self-made men. You know,
We do.
we got a lot of self-made women. You know, I know me. I'm parent out of what I wanted. You know, that's why I'm very communicative with my children. They come and talk to me. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because I held so much in. I couldn't go and sit at my mother's feet and just do like we're doing right now and talk.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? The transparency wasn't there. So that's why I love to hang out with my daughters and just let's talk, because I'm a woman. You know, you're going to respect me, but I'm a woman and I'm going to give you the truth. You know, and when they're going through, I want them to be able to come to me. So realistically, I do for them what I did not have. And many parents do that. Many fathers do that. But there's still that void when we're trying to have this relationship, when you, just because I'm on the defense, they on the defense as well, you know what I'm saying? And it starts clashing.
It's a big
They start
clash.
clashing. And for me, what I have made a state and claim in life is that I don't argue. I don't argue. I don't have time to argue, because if I try to defend myself, you know what I'm saying, then you're going to get defensive. Then I try to defend myself and you get defensive. So I just don't say anything. But then what it's doing to me on the inside, like we were talking about earlier, it makes us draw back.
It makes you draw back, and it also, you're killing yourself
You're
softly.
killing yourself softly.
You are killing yourself softly because you're not able to express yourself.
But go ahead.
But you go back, I go back to childhood. You know, many of us, if you were raised in the era time we were raised, you were seen and not heard.
Correct.
And so we've kept that posture. But as women, you know, we're grown women right now.
And I know I'm not going to do that.
And we shouldn't have to do
And
that.
I'm not going to do that.
And so, you know, not talking is still, you think you're being offensive, you think you're
Right.
being strategic,
Right.
but it's really, it's self-protection, it's defense.
It is.
And it's not, it's your boundaries are still being violated.
It is. And then some women, like I know some women that I've, you know, because I've been doing this for a while, some women hold silent resentment. They're
That
still
would be
there.
me.
They still there.
Telling you counsel me through that. Go ahead.
Right. I ain't want to say it, but you know, but they silently hold resentment and they think they're good when they're really not good.
Exactly.
You know, then the other ones, like, okay, they go out there and get fulfillment in other areas. And it's not, may not be sexual. Some people overbuy shoes, clothes, eat, You know what I'm saying? But they mask when they come home because they done got so much joy out there. They just existing when they come home.
Exactly.
Is that okay? And we're existing to maintain these couches and these cars and all this stuff. But in the relationship, there is no fulfillment. You know, and many people get fulfillment in the ministry. Many people get fulfillment in their job. But your home is where it all stemmed from. Now, like for me, when I get quiet, I'm creating an exit plan. You know what I'm saying?
Look, if I tell you why I get quiet, I'll be arrested. So y'all want to know what I'm plotting in my mind when I get quiet.
But because emotions is about movement. And just because my body didn't move, my emotions are moving away from you. And what I'm doing, and when my emotions are moving away from you, because I live by what I believe, and I believe in what I believe in, and that is the word of God and the word of truth, that I don't want to just talk it, I want to implement it. So now if I can't respect you, I would rather leave you, because I'm not going to disrespect. And so when your emotions start moving, people fail to realize you're losing respect.
Yeah, real talk, that happened to me in my marriage. You know, I stayed silent for so long that there was a level of respect that had happened even before the divorce.
Almost definitely.
You know, it's not that I wanted to get my way, but when I'm not regarded, you know, one thing that you taught us is that in order for a woman to be tender, a man has to be tender towards her. That's the principle. It's a law of reciprocation. Okay? Well, whoever taught us that? Well, men are not taught that. No. And we're not taught to receive. We are really supposed to be received. I can go real deep.
But you are a receiver.
Receiving what?
Well, I mean, okay, let's just real talk.
Okay, come on.
Sexual intercourse is just an expression of how the whole life matters work. Okay? Women are receivers. They enter into us and they release, they ejaculate in us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I receive that.
You receive.
Okay.
And we have to receive something. We have to receive the sperm in order to give them back what is produced on the inside of us.
Well, what if you're receiving the sperm? Okay? And there's no regard for you.
That's
Come
where,
on now.
okay. But how many women are receiving sperma, receiving sexual intercourse, but they're not tender on the inside? Because realistically, that's just an outward expression of what should be from your mouth. Compliments, regards, esteem. That's why if you love me, speak to me tenderly, give me something so I can give it back to you.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Many in relationships, many people want the sex, but they haven't. Foreplay is beyond touching my body. Foreplay is touching my mind. Foreplay is touching my emotions. With your tenderness, you can't get no withdrawals out of the bank unless you first make a deposit.
Okay.
So if a man hasn't made a deposit on the inside of us out of that tenderness of what they have, I can't give them back that. And even if I do, it's demoralizing to me because I choose to be tender. I choose to give back. I can say a whole lot of things in my mind. Don't get me wrong, because I'm drifting away. This is just real talk. But realistically, when I have decided that in spite of my emotions, when you come to me, if I don't have anything to say good to you at all, I'm not going to say anything. And I have made a choice that I'm going to address you with respect. It's just like with your boss. You know what I'm saying? You might not like them, but you ain't going to come in there, what's up? Yeah. You're going to be fired. Or I can say and think a lot of things. Hello, Mr. Jones. Good morning. Now, you might not like Mr. Jones at all. But to keep your job, you make a cognitive decision. You're going to either not speak to Mr. Jones or say, good morning, Mr. Jones.
Right.
But that don't mean you like him. But you're doing it for a paycheck. So realistically, without that, because of who I am, and if I don't have anything else, I have who I am, I'm going to always respect you and say, good morning, how are you? Da, da, da. But that don't mean I'm being lost in the process. Does that make sense to you?
It does. I'm still on the receiving part. I just can't get up. I can't let up.
Well, you know. Okay, well, we're going to come back.
Please do.
More in depth.
Okay.
And just strictly talk about the receiving part from your perspective.
Because the respect. I got to receive to respect. We're going to come back.
And I'm going to show you. You do. But you do. You really do. That's all I have. But it's now, because things are so distorted, Michelle. That's why we have to know 3 things: strategy. What else?
Skill and timing.
There you go.
But thank you.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned for this infomercial. We'll be right back.
Allow me some time to talk to you about Kingdom Partnership. I am a member of Dunamis Woman Ram International Ministries. We admonish each and every one of you to become a Kingdom Partner. It's about truth, as not concealed. Do you know your purpose? Do you know anything about kingdom living? We live in the world, but we should not be of the world. The Kingdom Partnership is actually just opening you up to a new level of truth, opening you up to doors, opening you up to the good news and the gospel of Jesus Christ, his message, his ministry. We model that here at our ministry. And with our Kingdom Partnership, you will receive a coaching session for 30 minutes with the pastor, Pastor D, or with one of us in the ministry. In addition to that, you will receive a book, How to Pray with Power on Purpose. It's not just about prayer, but it's about praying with power, and it's about praying with purpose, with specificity for your life. That's what the Kingdom Partnership gives you. It actually allows you to understand who you were made to be, not who you've become, not who the world has told you, and not what you think the world wants to see, but who did God call you to be? Kingdom-minded citizen. And that's what we ask you to partner with us in, to know who you are. It's not about us. It's not about what we receive, but it's about the truth that we're offering and we're able to give you as a partner. I thank you in advance for visiting our website, www.dunamis-woman.com. I thank you in advance for calling 1-855-BE-DUNAMIS. Become a partner. Understand your citizenship. You are a son and a daughter at the table. Let's start living who we really are as kingdom citizens. Through Kingdom Partnership, I ask you to join Dunamis Woman Ram International Ministries. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing from you.
So first of all, you got issues.
I'm just saying. You want real talk? I got real talk and questions because I'm upset. The onus is back on me.
It's a beautiful part. It's a beautiful place to be in when you recognize your issues and you deal with them and not let your issues deal with you.
Right.
Because we all have issues. And wherever we are, it's a growing process, but at least I know where I am. You can't get to where you're going unless you first know where you are.
Correct.
Even the GPS taught me that. Where are you? Becky. We call her Becky, you know. So now we know. You know what I'm saying? So it's so much to learn about, Michelle.
Yeah.
It's so much. And that's why we asked Clement to do the excerpt. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? They can get the entire teaching.
The entire DVD is awesome.
It is.
Because it talks about offense and defense, just relationships, period. From parenting to man and woman to even co-worker.
Your
and,
job.
Boss and different things of that. So it's the totality. So this is
And
just
he gave an overall aspect of how you apply offense and defense. And then we're going to have the teachings where every aspect of it he breaks down.
Most definitely.
Oh, we ain't through with him. He think we through with him.
He don't know what happened to him.
Damn, he don't know.
He don't know.
He came to Dunamis Woman.
He don't understand.
He'll understand.
Real voice, his voice is going to be raised, and he's going to be giving specifics because we need that knowledge. We knew who to go to, and we need that information. But it's not just for us to keep. That's why we have this television show. It's for the word to go out. And it's necessary.
And we have so many men lined up with so much knowledge. And we're going to get to them one by one. But we started off because that offense and defense is so critical before they start seeing all these other real awesome men that's going to teach about so many other things from relationships because there's so many dynamics. So we're going to come back and we want you to be a part next week. First of all, order the teaching.
Most definitely.
Order the teaching. You can go to our website, www.dunamis-woman.com, and you can always give us a call directly. You know, this is what we do. We would love for you to come and engage with us. We would love for you to come and talk with us. We would love for you to be a part of this show. We would love, because it's not about, this. got to be so right. Just be who you are.
No
and that's
edits.
all it's about. No edits. And we want you to join us. So give us a call. 1-855-BE-DUNAMIS. That's 1-855-BE-DUNAMIS. And you'll learn so much about Dunamis Woman, Dunamis Woman in Ram Magazine, Dunamis Community Advocate Services. We just have a whole enterprise. But you're a part of us, and we want to be a part of you. Give us a call. I am Pastor D. This is
Michelle Obasi.
and we'll talk with you soon. God bless you.
All right. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ariel, and I know that you have been blessed by that taping of the healing of our daughters. And I'm coming to you as Dee's youngest daughter. And I have been going through my healing process probably since I was first born. But being 25, the healing process is really a tender process that really is important for you and important for me to even understand who I am, not who my parent created me to be, not who my father wanted me to be, but who God called me to be. And I am truly getting fulfilled by the Kingdom Leadership and Coaching Institute and taking that out into the community, talking to our youth, talking to young women and young men who don't have their mothers, who don't have their natural fathers, who don't even have that relationship with their spiritual fathers. So this is so important, and I want you to continue to join this movement with us. Contact us. Visit us on Facebook. You can just type in Dunamis Woman. Search us on YouTube. Keep looking at all those tapings. Get fulfilled, because this is the true purpose and calling for your life. And I know that you will be immensely blessed by the knowledge and the teachings and the word that's going to be used in your life, but not just for you, but for younger generations, whether you have kids, whether you have cousins, whether you have nieces. This is something that our generation necessarily needs in their life. So I invite you to search us on Twitter, Instagram. If you're on social media, visit our websites at dunamis-woman.com. Visit Dee's website at dspeaksyouthink.com. Invite her to your church. Just because we're Kingdom Leadership and Coaching Institute, we are on the movement. So come, have her come to your women's ministry. Have her come speak to your men's ministry. Have her come fulfill your home. Wherever you are, I want you to join us on this movement. So I want to thank you, and I pray that you will start your healing process as God's daughter, and that you will become the woman that you have always wanted to become, and the woman that God knows that you can become. So I thank you, and I look forward to seeing you, and stay blessed.